was a pretty long preseason, a lot of travel. I'm kind of really tired of hearing my own voice. So I would like to do more of a kind of town hall deal. I figure you guys, if I walked around, you guys would all have your questions about the team, and very good questions. Probably some I can't answer at this moment, but why don't we do that? I mean, I know it's probably a little 6th grade, but if you have a question, why don't we go this route rather than me give you a boring speech today that I got to do tomorrow anyways. All right, guys, like the 6th graders, guys, we got to keep it down. We're going to hear his question.
How's it feel to be a rookie again?
How's it feel to be a rookie again? I got a little bit of like rookie in me last year, so I took plenty of lumps last year, so hopefully we won't have to take as many this year. But I feel good. I feel very, very good about this group. It's a different mentality of these young men. It's going to be a work in progress. I feel like we have a very good foundation to build over the next couple of years. A very, very good team. But right now I'm very happy with the effort, the mentality of these kids. They're tired of losing, and they want to, they want to turn fortunes around here very quickly. And I think we have the group to do it. Go ahead.
Is Hamid ready to play?
Is Hamid ready to play? If you ask him, he is. Bill's like me a little bit. We're always pressing the envelope. I love that about Bill. Tomorrow, finally, I've had to basically tackle him from not coming out on the field and playing. So tomorrow is the first day where he'll actually train full out. So we're excited to have him back. On that note, we have another pretty good goalkeeper in Pat Onstead, who's had a couple games in this league now. I think he said the other day he has over 400 professional games. We've nicknamed him the Silver Fox. So you guys can run with that. He's going to kill me for that. But he's been fantastic as well. So we got a wealth of talent and experience at that position, which we all know helps quite a bit in the season. Go ahead. Any news on the stadium? Not a chance. I'm touching that one. You think I'm crazy?
Did being out there as the head coach give you any itch to want to run around and play again?
I get this question a lot. It's like, do you miss the game? When you coach, do you miss the game? And I really don't. I don't feel like I've had time to really miss the game. It's been so consuming on this other end that I haven't really had too much time to think about, oh, I wish I could play. There are times, when there's a feeling as a coach of helplessness. When you're a player and a play goes bad, you can go kick the guy or yell at the ref. You're a little bit helpless on the sidelines at times, and it's the beauty of soccer, because it's the players that make the game, and as a coach, it's halftime, and it's during the week that you make your imprint and with subs. And so I do miss it in that sense. But mostly, I'm tired of the pain. I don't want to run around anymore. Go ahead, man. What did we work on in the off season? What did I do in the off season? It's a good question. I had the luxury. I really enjoyed the process of building a team, and I was lucky enough to get the job early enough where I could really put my stamp on the team. Some coaches get their job in January. Look at Toronto, they just got a coach, and it's tough to build a team in January. So I had this process of building the team that I wanted. I could pick my own guys, and I think we'll see. But I think we've done a pretty good job in getting, again, the right foundation, the core group that we need to keep together over the next couple years, because that's how you're successful in this league. You don't turn over 10 players every year. You got to get the right guys that are going to help you build this team over the next couple years. So I'm very excited. Go ahead. Is Perry Kitchen going to start? Another one I can't touch right now. I can say this: he is everything we thought he'd be. an ultra-competitive kid, experience beyond his years, of course, at such a young age. He's going to take some rough patches. You know, you don't just jump in at 17, 18. He's 18 now, right? 19? 19? I'm so used to teenagers on this team. It's like, that he's stepped right in. He gained the respect of the guys right away within the first week or two. If he's not starting, he's going to be chopping at the bit every week to get on that spot. He's definitely good enough to start this year.
Ben, with your experience in MLS and with the national team, where do you think our young people stand in terms of the quality you've seen over the year with Nahar, with Hamid, with Kitchen, with Brett Schneider?
I don't think there's been a team in the history of MLS that has had the wealth of young talent that we've had. There's no question that we've got the brightest young kids that this league has ever seen. And not just one of them, I think we've got 3 or 4 of them. So, again, you talk about the foundation and building a young, youthful, energetic, moldable bunch and develop them over a couple years. I'm optimistic that we will have a very special team very shortly of young guys. Overall in the country, you know, I still think we've got some work to do.
And with them, what is it going to take to keep them?
Look, they're under contract. So a lot of these contracts, good or bad, bad when I was a player, good now as a coach. I get a lot of that. But, you know, these guys are here. And unless some big teams come in with big pockets, and the offer is right for these young guys, they're part of this thing for the next couple of years. We've made commitments to them. They've made commitments to us. And, you know, again, I can't wait to see them blossom. Andy Nahar is going to have a big year, hopefully. It's a tough year. You know, it always is on the second year. After you have a big first year, the second year, people know who you are. You're not sneaking up on anybody. So we've worked on ways for him to make sure he's more unstoppable than he was last year. We work on things such as moving without the ball. You know, one way to get the ball when you're a marked man is to do things when the ball's not at your feet. So he's a great runner. He's got good pace. So working on him getting in behind. So there's all these things that are very exciting for me to translate and to teach some of these young guys. It's very rewarding on that front. Good. Everyone says that Dax McCarty reminds them of me. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I hated Dax when I played against him. Couldn't stand him. He couldn't stand me either. So I told him I forgive him for all the things he said to me out in the field, you know. No, but, you know, a lot of times the guys you hate to play against are the guys you want on your team. And he's one of those guys. When he does stuff out in the field sometimes, the way he acts, sometimes it's a little scary. And reminding myself that he reminds me of me, but he's a great kid. He's the type of guy we've been missing here for a little bit, and we need to get winners in here. He's a winner. We need to get guys that refuse to lose, and we'll stop at nothing to make sure this team's getting results. He's one of those guys. He's one of the few guys that I think we've brought in that have that mentality that I want to start bringing here and make sure we don't have just one. I want 6 or 7 that are ready to change the culture here.
How many league games do you think it'll take Charlie Davies before we see?
Look, I try not to get into kind of dealing with Charlie as far as when is he going to be back, because it will be a process. But what I can say is the process has been moved up pretty quickly already. You know, he came from where he came in with us to where he is now already. He's farther along than I thought he'd be from the day I first saw him. We wanted to see if Charlie had his speed. That was there. We checked that box. I didn't need to check the boxes about Charlie's character. I've known Charlie as a player. I know he's a fighter. I know he's a competitor. So that part was already, I didn't need to deal with that. But he's been great. Every day we're working with him. I told Charlie, nobody's going to love you like this team and this community. And that if you come here, that you will be loved, and we will make sure that you're supported, and we'll brush that rust off and get you back where you need to be. So it's a very exciting on our coaching staff to have an opportunity to keep working with him and get him better.